Okay, this is a modern daily event. One of my first major events, or my first major event on MTGO, so hopefully I don't screw things up too badly. Yeah, I'll keep this. Oh, I hate that. I've not played enough Magic Online to be comfortable with that mulligan option. I know it's different on the beta. On the beta, it's just listed like keep and mulligan. Those are the two buttons. Way better. Anyway, let's see if let's see what we're up against. Let's see if he just plays an Urza's Tower, and then we're just screwed. Alright, Linkmoth Nexus. Probably Affinity. Could be Infect. Infect would be really good. Affinity is less good, but... Okay, this isn't the nuts Affinity opening hand. It's kind of good news, bad news. It means that if he kept it, it probably has something really good like a Cranial Plating or an Arcbound Ravager in it. Okay. We do have, the Ghost Quarter for the Inkmoth Nexus. Maybe he'll go all in on Inkmoth Nexus, we'll get lucky, whatever. I don't think activating Treetop is going to be super relevant here. The Lingering Souls is going to be nice to have. I'm just wondering whether to fetch green. Like if I need to Abrupt Decay this turn, am I going to shock myself or just going to swamp? Probably just going to swamp. We'll see how many creatures he spews out this turn. He didn't look like he had 0 drops. Or I would have played him. So we might get like... Oh, and a 1-drop he would have played too. Oh, okay, so he drew the Signal Pest. What else we got? This is not a very explosive start as far as Affinity goes. We could be okay here. Like, if he... Alright, Evolve Scourge. Oh, and a new Lingering Souls. Okay. I mean, a new Mox Opal. Yeah, it looks like Lingering Souls is going to be pretty good here against his X1s. Steel Overseer, that is worth killing. Right now. It's not a threat if we do kill it immediately, but as long as that puts 1/1 counters on things. And it'll get out of control. So again, do we want to take damage to get green in play? Nope. Incidental amounts of damage aren't super important in this matchup because they get a Cranial Plating on something and just deal like 9 at a time. But life total does still matter. And I'm going to shock myself here. And the second Lingering Souls is another pretty good draw. So yeah. I mean, in Affinity I'm never just like sitting back relaxed, oh, I'm going to win this match. A top deck of a Cranial Plating or an Arcbound Ravager is always a bad thing, and a top deck of a... that's no good. And a top deck of a Edge Champion, I mean, I just have very few ways of interacting with Edge Champion. Main board, I pretty much just have a Liliana Edict. And sideboard isn't great either. Okay, I'm gonna have to Edict him. Because that Overseer in play, any creatures he has get out of hand pretty quickly. So even like the signal pest, you know, is going to be a big deal. And the spirits will keep Lily safe, hopefully. If he wants to attack, yeah. Either he puts counters on the Vault Scourge attacks, it's a 2-2 and I can double block and kill it, or he just attacks it both, I can single block each and kill him. So Lily's safe this turn, and if she's not, you know, there's the other one anyway. In fact, I'm probably going to play the other one next turn, whether she lives or dies. Although if he does attack, I'm definitely going to double block just because it kills the Scourge. And 2 Steel Overseer activations makes Vault Scourge unkillable by 2 spirits. So yeah, I still feel okay, but we'll see how many turns Steel Overseer has to just get totally out of hand. So we turned that into a creature, what? Oh, so that when he overseers it gets a counter. Oh, and to Thoughtcast for free. It's the same, I mean, Thoughtcast is obviously the same price if he pays colorless or you know, it's Affinity, but this way Steel Overseer can give it a counter. Now he has 2. And I only have the 1 Ghost Quarter. So he's just gonna do that, and then Overseer probably. Not much I can do about that. Okay, good. He's gonna spend a card killing Lily. I like that. Means also now he can't sack a Nexus to her. He's tapped out. It'd be so nice. Yeah, would have been nice to draw land so I could flashback souls, but oh well. Yeah, I need removal. If I don't draw a Path or an Abrupt Decay pretty soon, Path is the best. And you know, if I can just draw like a runner Path, that would be nice. Actually, I might as well have attacked there, because I'm not gonna... Oh, he sacked Overseer. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so that was good, Lily. Overseer was the card I was worried about way more than Vault Scourge. Of course, it depends on what his hand is, you know. If he has a plating... I can definitely see him keeping Vault Scourge. I would very much like an Abrupt Decay here. Yeah. We'll get tried our Stony Silences out of the board. See how that is compared to... Yeah, Cranial Plating. Cranial Plating isn't, like, the most super amazing thing for him, because he can't... Right now, anyway, he can't put it on something that I can't just block and kill. Like, it, you know... Cranial Plating doesn't give toughness. Let's see how this goes. I'm willing to take some Inkmoth Nexus hits, because if he's investing in, you know, putting poison counters on me, then that's not real damage, and I can just Ghost Quarter at any time to stop taking poison. Still, that doesn't seem like a reason to be risky. I mean, 7 is a lot. I mean, he draws a new Inkmoth and I'm in trouble. So... yeah, I'll just do this now. Also, now that I have fewer lands, casting all my Lingering Souls before they become relevant seems less realistic, and so I'm pretty happy to... Alright, good, now he's no cards in hand. I like that. It means I have to guess less. Of course, he still has top decks. Anyway, now it means I'm totally fine. That's good for his Blinkmoth. +1ing Lily and ditching Lingering Souls, even though he doesn't have to discard anything. I'd like to draw, or I'd like to play a Bob to start drawing removal spells. I've got the double souls to double block his spirit if he attacks with that, and I've got the pact for his nexus if he attacks with that. So yeah, I'll play Bob pretty soon. I'll be able to get out Tarmogoyf. Yeah, things are looking pretty good here. Hopefully I'll be able to start attacking soon. I want to save Stabilized, but until I draw an Abrupt Decay for that Cranial Plating, I don't think that's just going to be true. Yeah, what are his attacks going to be? He has double black up, so I think he might think that it's worth it to attack with 2 flyers, because I can double block one, and then he can move the plating to the other. Either way, I'm going to double block the Vault Scourge, because I can't Slaughter Pact the Nexus. But I'm definitely going to let him invest mana into this, whatever he's doing. So if he attacks with both, yeah. Okay. So yeah, he wants to instant speed equip the plating to whichever one I don't block. With Glimmervoid and Mox Opal. So he's going to do that now. I will Slaughter Pact the Nexus in response. And that leaves him with no creatures to put the plating on. It means I'm tapped out next turn, but yeah. Okay. So put that trigger on first so that we can draw off of Bob. See what we draw before we tap. Well, we're tapping everything, but alright. In general, when the Pact and Bob are both in play, do it in that order so that we see what we draw before we decide how to tap our mana. Yeah, it does have 1 card in hand, but Lily's going to get rid of it, so Foxies can go away. Now Lily's at 3, so she can Edict and live. Next turn I get to play Tarmogoyf, so I'm feeling pretty good here. But as always, you know, with some of the top decks he can get, he can turn things around pretty quickly. Like if he gets another Inkmoth Nexus, you know, I can't Edict that, and then he gets an Arcbound Ravager. And I'll attack the treetop. What was I saying about it not going to be relevant? And how big is Tarmogoyf? 6/7? Yeah. Creature, land, instant, sorcery, artifact, planeswalker. So even if he does start to get like some really nut draws, like if he draws Etch Champion at this point, that's usually pretty bad for me. But with a 6/7 Tarmogoyf, it means he has to leave it back. Of course, he could put Cranial Plating on it and then just trade with the Tarmogoyf. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it would be a 7 power champion. So yeah, an Etch Champion would still be bad for me. Maybe I could Edict it away, but that'll be a couple of turns. So if he as a champion and like a man land or just a, dork for Edict Protection, and that's no good. But I could also draw removal in that amount of time. In that case, I would use an Abrupt Decay, not on a Cranial Plating. Yeah, Blink Moth Nexus. See, that's an example of something that could do bad for me. Okay, good, good. Definitely know how I'm using that. Means I don't have enough mana to attack the treetop, but that's fine. Don't want him to activate Nexus and then instant speed, put the plating on it, and trade with Tarmogoyf. That would be awkward. Now that I've gotten that off the field, though, I'm feeling a lot more confident. Like, I mean, I was feeling pretty good before, but there were just so many top decks you could have. Yeah, there we go. Now that that's gone. Alright. So, if I'm on the draw, Thoughtseize effects are a lot less good. So I can just, yeah. I mean, they're still not the worst, but like they can still get. Edge Champion, on turn he usually can't play 3-drop on turn 1. Is Batterskull good here? I used to think, yeah, well, you know what, Bob, yeah, there are other things I want to take out too, like I want to take out a couple Bobs. Swords can be... No. Like, even if I have creatures out that I can put a sword on, I'd rather have the creatures be chump blockers. Keeping in all my Bobs and bringing in Batterskull might be a mistake. But it really quickly gets to the point where discard spells are just 100% useless. So I'll try this. On the play, if I lose this one, I'll bring in Inquisitions. I'll bring in some number of Inquisitions, probably 3, and just take out 2 Bobs and a Batterskull, or 3 Bobs. But this is how I'll go for now. Thrun doesn't seem necessary. I mean, Tarmogoyf will quickly get bigger than a Galv Blast with artifacts in the graveyard. He'll be a 4 or 5 pretty quickly. Every single thing that's a removal spell. My opponent's almost out of time to sideboard. So yeah, bringing in... that many removal spells. Okay, he's playing... We're gonna mulligan this. Stony Silence, and we can cast it on turn 2. Yeah, we're keeping this. I mean, this isn't a 100% against them. I like it better than Kataki. It shuts off most of their mana and most of their scary plays. But I like to mulligan to 6, so no. For instance, Darksteel, Citadel, and Springleaf Drum. Both get shut off. And Welding Chair. So far, 100% of his permanents. This isn't a board wipe, but it might as well have just wiped those. Wish I could play a turn 1, but I can't. So now he has a chance to get out a certain amount of creatures, which is unfortunate. Vault Scourge, for example. Eldrazi makes it a lot bigger right now. It's not going to get bigger. Because only things with activated abilities can grow it. Cast. Okay, good, good. Blink Maw. He can still activate and attack with his manlands, of course. Good. Okay. Excellent. So I've got black, black, green, green. You never know about Blood Moon either. And he might be bringing in removal. We'll see. I don't think he'll blindly bring in Nature's Claim or whatever. Ancient Bridge, I guess, would be the card. No, that doesn't hit enchantments. Alright. So yeah, let's see what he can do. So that shuts off. So yeah. It looked like... No, I guess he was just waiting for the cast before he played a land. I don't know whether he has more in his hand. But he can't play 3-drop this turn, for example. Then I can play Lingering Souls. I guess I'll go to Swamp of Catacombs, but Blood Moon next turn could still hurt me a lot. So yeah, he's finding out now that he can't tap his Darksteel Citadel. Alright, good. Yeah, and with my Ghost Quarter for the Nexus, yeah, alright, this is good. So do I want to fetch green or black with this, I guess? Oh, and he can't, again, so he didn't play another land, so he can't or he can't Blood Moon me next turn. So I can get either color with this. I get black. And this should, so now I'm feeling pretty confident. This should shut this game down. Alright. And the path, yeah, that locks it up. Okay. So I feel safe getting a Overgrown Tomb, because, well, yeah, because he can't play Blood Moon next turn, and when he is able to play Blood Moon the following turn, I can just leave up Abrupt Decay mana. Alright, I definitely... I'll cast Termaglyph. Yeah, I think I want to play Bob too. Do I? Do I want to play Bob? Yeah. I'm thinking, like, Bob can attack. So if this does turn into a sort of a standoff, I could end up taking a lot of damage from him. Okay, so you're doing Kamoth Nexus. I have Ghost Quarter, so that's good. Plus Spirits. Ravager. Okay, see, so he can't use that to pump things either. It's just a 1-1 forever. Yeah, that happened. Well, I could just cast it. I'll particularly worried about any of his creatures. Now, now that I have Stony Silence out, it can't equip to anything, and I can't bounce it. So if it dies, that's it. If the germ dies, that's it. I think the germ is not going to die, though. Like, it could Galv Blast it, and then the Batter Skull becomes useless. I'm going to take that risk. If I really need it back, I can Abrupt Decay my Stony Silence. I do not think it's going to come to that. I would rather just have a dead Batter Skull than lose the Stony Silence at this point. So yeah, that ability works, but the equipping and the bouncing does not, so... Thinking of attacking with Bob, just offering a trade, because he hurt me so much. But he's not going to hurt me that bad again, Thrun's not in. We'll see how this goes. Not really sure what he's even like waiting to draw, you know. So I'm gonna attack with the treetop. No, I'm not gonna. Let's see. I need to start putting a clock on, but with the germ or with Batter Skull, you know, it's not as big of a deal. Oh wait. Do I want to leave up? Oh, I already have enough to Abrupt Decay. Too late for that. Just the up path. Okay. So yeah, if he draws... Edge Champion is the only threat that can do anything past Stony Silence. His other big threats are Cranial Plating and Ravager, which are useless with Stony Silence. If he draws Etched, then Batter Skull can race it. So I don't think there's any way I'm losing this. Can be wrong, but... unless he kills Nature's Claim. If he kills Nature's Claim, all bets are off. Yeah. He saw the writing on the wall. Alright, this is such a big event. I'm sure it'll be a while until the next round, so until then, I will wait.